Yo, what is up, guys? This is the Brick Joe here, and we just had a bunch of new sets released here at the beginning of March. In addition, we do have the Jane Goodall Promo that just started here, March 3rd. And one of the things I like to do here when we have a new, there's so many sets that just released. One of the things I like to do here is go to new sets and see what's back ordered, what's sold out, and kind of get a sort of a lay of the land. It was really crazy, during a lot of the COVID times. But for the recent releases, I like to look at it just because I think it gives me a little bit of an indication of how things are selling, what's popular, things like that. We don't really get much sales data. We don't really get any sales data from Lego. So these are just small indications that I look at as to the popularity of a set or maybe how well it's selling. And sometimes I kind of just keep that as a little bit of a note as far as, if I'm looking to purchase sets to resell, in the future there. Sometimes I would say this is a big grain of salt because there's obviously multiple factors of why a set might be back ordered or sold out. It could be due to how much of that set they produce, but in general, I think it's a little bit of an indication of the popularity of the set to some extent. So just scrolling through here, one of the few sets, I guess, were listed as back ordered, and one in particular is listed as sold out that I'd like to talk about here. But overall, this wave, I think, was a really nice, just demonstration by Lego that they sort of found, I guess I would call it a little bit of stability from the times of, just so many sets being on back order or sold out at release. This is, in my opinion, the first really solid wave we've had that, in my opinion, has just been really good. And especially with that promo available now, it's going to be great. In addition, if you're in the U.S., we're expecting, VIP weekend here coming soon too. At the end of that Jane Goodall promo. So if there's still sets available, the Jane Goodall promo, is still live. I think that's gonna be a really good opportunity as many of these sets look like they're gonna be in stock for that. So first one we have back order here is gonna be Thor's hammer. I think it's a nice display piece, and I think it's gotten pretty good reviews. The one, I guess, sort of selling point from a collector standpoint is that exclusive torso print there on Thor. I believe that was from like the first Thor movie, and then you also get the little plaque there as a printed piece, which is nice. But overall, just a nice display piece, and I think at a decent price point too for both collectors and just Marvel fans in general. And sort of moving on here, on page 2, we can look at, you see these helmets they're still available. This was the one that I was a little bit surprised about. I'd done a video on the Speed Champions and kind of going over which ones I thought were maybe going to be more popular than others and things like that. And this one I thought was going to be maybe one of the least popular ones, just given that these are both sort of, like futuristic race cars, or in one instance, basically track-focused cars, not, so... And I always think those maybe don't hit as well as far as car enthusiasts who are looking for something that maybe that is a car that they like or maybe could see themselves purchasing in the future, not these multi-million-dollar cars that aren't really, obtainable for people, or they're sort of just, just sort of display pieces for the company as a whole. But this one is on back order, so a little bit surprised about that, but could also have to do with just the Aston Martin branding and the fans behind that brand. So that was a little bit surprising there, but overall nothing too surprising on this page. The Dark Trooper Attack is on back order, but I think that's kind of expected. This is probably one of the better Star Wars sets for sure so far this year, in my opinion. Obviously, those 3 Dark Troopers, and honestly, a decent, just little, I guess I call it display piece, but play set display piece. I just think it's a nice kind of concise set there, and you get some really nice minifigures. So I'm not surprised to see that one on back order. This John Deere set on back order, I'm not going to place too much emphasis on that as far as being an indicator of being super popular. Sometimes I feel like there's just sets that maybe, they just didn't make as much of. But yeah, on this page we do see some more of the Speed Champions. None of those are on back order. And then let's see, when we get to the set I want to get to here, I was going to be talking about the McLaren F1, which is listed as sold out, and was listed sold out basically within 24 hours of its release on March 1st. And I did mention that in that video as well, as I thought it would be a popular set for people. certainly for sort of hardcore F1 fans, I thought that was one of those kind of no-brainer sets, just given the fact that I just think there's been a spike in popularity in F1 recently, given that the Netflix show F1 Drive to Survive, I think it's just got a lot of new people into it, and it's a fantastic display piece. You cannot argue against that. The one thing I would like to point out about this set that it's kind of been on the fence for me, because I do like F1 to some extent, and I agree with the fact that I think this is one of the best displayable, Technic cars we've seen. I guess if you're comparing it to the supercars that we've gotten, the GT3, the Bugatti, the Sion, those are just at a much different price point. But one thing I think this one does a little bit better is a lot of the paneling, and I think that some of that just comes with it being an F1 car compared to an exotic, sort of sports car with very just the lines of the car and things like that don't really do so well with some of the Technic paneling. I guess I would say there's a lot more panel gaps, whereas F1 is more just kind of open in general. So I think that sort of just works out naturally better. But at the $180 price point, I didn't really have a problem with it. I guess when it was first revealed, I thought it was actually a good price point for the displayability you get. But I've looked at some reviews of it because I'm a little bit on the fence of this set, and I was at first very interested in it. But if you just look at, I go to usually like Brothers Brick here to look up reviews. I think they're very comprehensive. And one of the things that I was a little bit surprised about was just the number of pieces that were included in this set. It just seemed a little bit, just not a lot. Like I was just expecting more. Something a little bit more, meaty. I guess I would say on the inside of this vehicle. A lot of times with these Technic sets, it's hard to see, how much you're really getting, because so much it kind of happens on the inside there, and with a lot of the Technic pieces. But this one just doesn't seem to be as piece-wise and just substance-wise as sort of meaty as some of the other Technic cars we've gotten. And I think at the $180 price point, if you like this set for its displayability and you're a big F1 fan, I think this is definitely a go-ahead purchase. But if you're just looking for a cool Technic build, things like that, I think there's probably better options in the Technic lineup than this car. If you're not just super focused on it being a F1 car, or you're not a big McLaren fan, I think this is probably maybe a pass for you. That's kind of where I'm standing on it right now. I'd rather kind of save up and get one of the supercars that we don't have yet, like the Sion or something like that, than put a 180 towards this, I guess, in the Technic lineup is kind of my thoughts there. Like I said, guys, we do have the Jane Goodall promo live. Lots of new sets available that just released here March 1st. Anyway, guys, hope you enjoyed this video. Let me know your thoughts on this sort of release of new LEGO sets. Are you guys impressed about LEGO's ability to keep things in stock, at least in comparison to other releases we've had, or is this something we should definitely expect from LEGO? Anyway, guys, if you guys are here, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Until next time, guys, this is the Brick Duo signing off.